What's goody, YouTube? It's your boy Truth. And that's Show for Truth Over Narrative. Welcome to A-Side Boxing Talk, man. So it's gonna be the first installment of our Talk About It Tuesdays. You know what I'm saying? So what I plan on doing, at least every Tuesday, we're gonna go live. We're gonna talk about boxing. We're gonna talk about the sport. We're gonna talk about what's going on, possibly the fights over the weekend, and everything to that nature, man. So honestly, man, I think it was a great week of boxing. Y'all see what the thumbnail is. So tonight we're going to talk about Frank Martin, and his performance over the weekend. We're going to talk about so the first let's just kind of recap the PBC card this weekend. So you have Frank Martin opening. We're going to put that to the side for a minute. You had Brandon Figueroa versus Castro. I think that was a real good fight. Brandon Figueroa, he came out like he always do. I told a lot of people in the beginning of that fight that I thought that Brandon Figueroa was going to be way more powerful at 126 than he was at 122. And that's exactly what happened, man. This dude, man, he ferocious gas tank. He come forward, and if you ain't been running, bro, he gonna get to you, man. That's Brandon Figueroa. So I think the fight was going good. He got a stoppage in he got a knockdown in the third round, I want to say. And after that, to keep it 100, man, Castro did he did start to box well. He did start to do a little bit more. But at the end of the day, in the sixth round, Brandon Figueroa came through with the stoppage, man. I think it's really hard for me seeing anybody really beating Brandon Figueroa that's in that 126-pound division. I think the champions, I know you got Warrington is a champion. You got I believe Navarrete is a champion. Who else we got? Leo Santa Cruz, who haven't fought in ages. I think they still trying to negotiate the fight with Lee Wood. Hey, appreciate it, Top. My man Top say he subscribed, man. My boy, man. Yeah. So we got that. Who's it? Leo Santa Cruz still trying to figure out what he gonna do with the Wood fight. Wood is an MTK guy. His trainer is Ben Davison. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. It's a lot of moving parts to that because a lot of them guys can't come here. So that is what it is. But yeah, man, that boy Brandon Figueroa at 126, he looking strong, man. Just now, and I know I'm just kind of babbling a little bit right now, but I think it's gonna be a big money fight once Cool Boy move up and Cool Boy fight Brandon Figueroa for that 126 title, whichever one Figueroa end up getting. I know that was an eliminator against Castro for the 126 title with the WBC. I know that wasn't a final eliminator, so we'll see what we got going on, man. My man BZ in the building. Cuzzo was good, man. So I want to talk Frank Martin, man. I want to talk Frank Martin. 16-0 now. Now 16-0, 12 knockouts. I believe he knocked out his last 4. It was a late replacement. Jackson Marinez was a late replacement for Ricardo Nunez. I think most, even if you're a casual, you remember the fight. I think that was a Halloween fight that Tank had in 2019, I want to say. When he fought Ricardo Nunez, I think he got like a second round stoppage against him. Nunez is a big fighter. Link is in the bio. So the link to join in with me is in the description. It should be in the description. If it's not, let me know. We try to get that fixed. But yeah, man. Frank Martin, I really think he got the goods. He's one of them guys, man. I think he picked up boxing at like 18, 19 years old. He beat Virgil Ortiz in the amateurs. He signed the Man Down Promotions. He's training under Derek James. A lot of guys, man, you don't want to give guys too much praise, but I like the art of boxing. I like the martial art of boxing. And I just think that Frank Martin got all the tools, man. Even with having only 15 fights, I think Frank Martin got the tools, man. Let me bring my boy Ezra in this joint, man.
What's up?
What's going on?
This your first live?
No. I did a live before me.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So I'm really just talking about Frank Martin. His performance over the last week performance against Jackson Marinez. With Jackson Marinez being a late replacement. So with that, obviously, and that's good. I'm glad I got you on here because I wanted to ask you about this. With Marinez being a late replacement, and we've been seeing guys take L's with those late replacements. How do you think that Frank Martin did against Jackson Marinez?
I thought he did good, and I thought that Marinez was a late replacement, and I know that Marinez is coming off a loss, so it kind of like put it in a spot where it feels like that he should dominate this guy. But I think Marinez is actually pretty talented. He's a naturally talented guy, and with him being the late replacement and him being in shape too, he wasn't out of shape for the fight. Like it wasn't he's out of shape. I thought Frank Martin, when he went into that fight and when he came out of it, he was a better fighter after. Like he needed that experience in that fight. Now I do worry about Frank Martin is because he did start late. I don't know if he's going to have like the craft that other guys will have that have done at a young age. Like there's maybe like a lack of creativity too with him. It's just going to be like really just focusing on the fundamentals. It seems like with him, but he showed me another gear that he had that he could take it that Marinez couldn't. And I thought that said a lot about what Marinez was in his career and where Frank Martin could be because he has another gear. He's not going to accept, like, even when he struggles, he doesn't accept that. He's going to take it up to another gear to really, go for the win. So I like that performance. I think that people were kind of down on him. I've seen people saying that, like, Comey would beat him. I don't think that. I'd pick him over Comey. But I see that people were down on it. But it was a growing fight for him. It was a real good experience.
See, I think when people was down on him, and I really think it was due to his, I like to say he controlled his output, and I think that's what people kind of turned their nose up at. In those later rounds, I noticed, I don't want to say he was giving rounds away, but you could tell, like in a couple of those middle rounds, he let Jackson Marinez win those rounds because he was kind of throwing less punches and doing a little bit less. But I think what he was doing was trying to preserve his gas tank so that 9 and 10, he could kind of turn up the way he did. But I mean, he never really stopped punching. I think I like his punch selection. Everything is not light, but everything is not. He got a great like punch selection too.
Yeah.
You don't know when to take it off. So I don't know, man. I think that was a good performance, being the fact that he had a late replacement in there, and he had been training for because Ricardo Nunez, he had come for a kind of guy. He's a big puncher. I don't think he's ever fought at lightweight before. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Nunez at lightweight before. I know he fought Tank. I think that was a 130 fight where he fought Tank at. But yeah, actually, he did fight Tank at 130. So I mean, that would have been his first time at lightweight. But I still would like to see that fight, honestly. I'm not mad if they bring that fight and put that back into the fold. But I think Frank Martin, man, I'm high on Frank Martin, man. I think
I didn't think there was anything in that performance that really, to me, would be like, oh, I'm going to sell my stock on him. I didn't really see that. The things that I've noticed before is what I noticed in this fight. But I thought he was, like I said, that extra gear that he had, the way he finished it, I really liked it. I was impressed with him.
Yeah, for sure. Marinez has great boxing skills. You could tell he was living in the gym. Martin adjusted when he had to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think, and like I said, like you were saying, Ezra, I think Martin showed levels. He showed that he wasn't going to allow himself to gas out. I think he showed that he could kind of keep his punch selection. Like he's a very technical fighter. For a guy that only picked up the sport at 18, 19 years old, I believe he's a very technical fighter. You know what I mean? And I think that staying with Derrick James and working around Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo, I think this guy's only going to get better. Who would you like to see him next against?
That's where it gets tough. I mean, they have guys, but the thing is with the PFC is 135 has been kind of weak for them. Like they've kind of had to like be creative for opponents for Tank, and now it's getting a lot of depth. But now it's like, do you want to waste any of the guys versus each other, or do you want to bring them all for like who's next for Tank, who's going to fight Tank? Keep building those big fights because you're going to get a lot of money and paydays to fight Tank and good pay-per-view numbers for them. So it's really tough. So I would like to see a Rolly. I would love to see him fight Rolly. I would love to see him fight Michelle Rivera. I just don't think they're going to match up any of those guys. So we might be seeing them get, recycling old opponents for all the guys until they're ready to fight Tank. Until you're ready to step one guy up to fight Tank in a row. They might just all be lined up.
Yeah, for sure. And I was, what's crazy? Because I was thinking the same way, but then I started thinking like, just so in their guys, in their group of upcoming guys, you got Frank Martin, you got Isaac Cruz. Obviously, he did get a Tank fight and he performed well during that Tank fight. You got Michelle Rivera, you got Rayo Valenzuela.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of their four budding guys at 35. And so at first I thought, I'm like, you know what, they're probably going to build all these guys to fight Tank. But I just think it's too many guys, bro. I think it's too many guys for none of those four to fight each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense for them to fight each other, but I don't know. I just don't know because I just know that, it's like Canelo, right? Like Canelo, where he like kind of holds up a whole weight division because you just kind of lined up all the guys to fight Canelo. We might be in that situation, but I love for those guys to fight each other. I'm curious to what you think. So when Haney went to Top Rank, right? Everyone was like, well, Top Rank kind of owns 135 now, right? But if you really think about it, after Kambosos loss, I mean, I think actually Tank's in a better position at 135 than Haney is. Because I think Haney's got Lomachenko, and then where does he go after that? It's kind of a huge fall off after that. When Tank could go through Isar Cruz again, that he could easily rematch that. He could go Michel Rivera, he could go Valenzuela, and he can go Martin. I mean, that's a solid 4 guys right there in front of him.
Well, see, you know what? Honestly, I think we're gonna see the last 2 fights from Devin Haney. I think we're gonna get the Kambosos rematch. I think we're gonna get Lomachenko,
and then he's a free agent. Yeah.
And yeah, he gonna vacate. You know what I mean? I just saw an interview with Shakur Stevenson. And I think he was a Fight Hype interview, and he was like, "Hey, this is the first time I say this. I think it was yesterday." He was like, "Hey, I'm moving up to 135 pretty fast, right?" So we know that we're not gonna get Shakur and Haney at 135, and that's granted if Haney even stays at Top Rank.
Yeah.
After these 3, remember he was only signed a 3-fight deal, the 2 with Kambosos and the 1 with Loma if he wins. So, I think Tank probably is in a better position at 135, but Haney's moving up anyway, and I don't think we're gonna get. It was no way we was gonna get the Tank and Haney fight, so he'll probably just move up anyway. But I think Tank is in a somewhat good position. But with Tank, all of those guys are up and coming guys, so it's like, yeah, his wins may look better later, but for his stardom now, we got to see Tank against one of these guys, man. We got to see Tank against a Lomachenko. We need to see Tank against a Devin Haney. I don't want to see him against Ryan Garcia because, I mean, what has Ryan Garcia proven? You know what I mean? Now, granted, it's a money fight.
It's a money fight,
yeah. For sure it's a money fight. But with Ryan Garcia, I like him, and I think he's great for boxing. But when you get past the hype and you get past the power that he has, man, he got sloppy footwork. His feet are in the sand, right? And it's no disrespect, but he got sloppy footwork. His feet are in the sand. He pulls straight back, and then when he throws his punches, his chin is in the air. So he has a lot of flaws about his fight game that I would rather see Ryan I would want to see him fight a JoJo. I want to see him fight a William Zepeda.
Yeah.
2 guys that they got over there. I think that would help increase his fight game more for a Tank fight, vice them just giving us a Tank fight because it's a money fight, and that's just what it is.
I was actually just on my podcast, I was talking about Ryan Garcia, and I'm curious what you think about this too. Okay, so Ryan Garcia, right? Because he kind of, he's compared to Haney and Tank because that's like their era. That's these guys. That's guys coming up, right? And so he also has the amateur background, right? Like a pretty good amateur background. So he's an amateur pedigree. So I think that we kind of categorize him with those guys, but he really isn't those guys. He's style wise, he's not those guys. He's actually a brawler, in my opinion. He's a brawler, slugger, unorthodox kind of in a way, the way he fights, right? It's an unorthodox style. And I think if you look at him that way and you start looking at the results that he has, it's actually, you could kind of look at him in a pretty positive light. And I think that just because we kind of miscategorize him, we're like, oh, he makes these mistakes. But if you look at Maidana or something like that, like Maidana's not a perfect fighter, right? You would never teach someone to fight like Maidana, but with his style, he's effective. And I'm like, what is the point we're going to get? Like, say Ryan Garcia sleeps Fortuna in 3 rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get to a point where you're like, okay, well, no matter the mistakes, this is his style, and it's super effective.
For sure.
And if we get away from like the mistakes he makes, because he does make the mistakes, we see the openings, but besides the one slip up against Luke Campbell, there's really no other example we can be like to go back to where it's like, hey, look, it happens continuously. It kind of doesn't, really. I'm telling you, the Luke Campbell thing really changed the taste in everyone's mouth about Ryan Garcia.
For sure. Well, one thing I will say is, and I think we're gonna get a good glimpse this weekend. Everything you're saying about Ryan Garcia is correct, but if that's your style and you're gonna be a brawler, you gotta learn how to cut the ring off. And that's I'm glad I'm glad that and the reason why I said what I said about this weekend, because watch Alexis Rocha before. I think he got the co-main. I think he's the co-main.
Yeah, Alexis Rocha's co-main.
That motherfucker know how to cut a ring off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he is that kind of come forward, brawling. He ain't really about to have a jab fest with you. And you know what? So, low key, without the jab, Alexis Rocha kind of gave me like Stan Jonas vibe a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I don't mind that.
Give me that Stan Jonas vibe a little bit. But watch. I mean, and I know you know boxing, but that's what it looks like to cut off a ring. And if Ryan is gonna be that guy that's a brawler and strictly using his power, because he got the reach, but if he's gonna be that guy, he got to learn how to cut off a ring. You can't let a Tego run around for you know what I mean? Rounds or however many rounds. And then remember late in that fight when Tego was deciding to exchange, he was catching Ryan, but he just wasn't powerful enough to really do anything with it. But I don't like the way Ryan try to like catch punches. He does that thing where he puts his glove out there, and that shit just make me nervous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get you.
Yeah.
No, I get you. And
that makes me nervous.
The one thing I do notice too, though, is like with Ryan is like a lot of these guys, like, you know, I see the openings. He looks vulnerable, but I see a lot of guys get in the ring with him and they completely shut down. They completely give up the thing of trying to win the fight. And that's what happened to Tego, like right away. He completely gave up any chance of him winning the fight because once he felt the power early, he was like, I'm gonna dip. So I just those special builds I want to see.
Yeah, Rigondeaux Casemiro.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. But So RBZ, that's my cousin, man. We've been having this conversation talking about Ryan Garcia, and I was kind of telling him the same thing, and he was saying the same thing that you were saying, that so me personally, I'm an aesthetics person. I love the way things look. I'm high on Frank Martin. He keeps his guard up. You know what I mean? Very technical, catch and punch. He's throwing with his hands up. And like you said, Ryan is kind of like that unorthodox kind of guy. But I think what bothered me about Ryan, because I don't think he's trying to do that. Like, I think that's just kind of who he is. But I think maybe he hasn't realized, like, hey, I'm just a brawler. This is what I do. And I think he's trying to be more technical, hence, you know, getting with Reynoso. Now he's with Goosen. You know, Goosen is kind of will bring that more of that slugger out of him, you know what I mean, per se. But yeah, man, we'll see, man. I like Ryan, but we definitely, man, I think this is a good step up. Now, if he get Luke Campbell, if he get Fortuna out of here at 135, shit, that might be one of the best wins at 135 out of the, you know what I mean, out of the guys.
Yeah, honestly, from this year, it might be honestly the second best win at 135. If you go behind Cambosos, Haney beating Cambosos, it could possibly be the second best win if he does it like in impressive fashion.
Nah, for sure, man, for sure. Hey, my man Todd, that's Todd right there. Keep it 100, sweet. Say Fortuna going to sleep. I don't know, man. We like you said before, you pointed out, Fortuna ain't been really the biggest puncher since he been at 35. But I just think if Ryan Garcia with those same flaws, I think Fortuna get him, man. Like with those flaws, but like he said, he's so fast, and Fortuna is kind of awkward. If he catch Fortuna with that left hook, it's curtains. He's gonna sleep. You know what I mean? And even funny enough, right? I'm talking Frank Martin today, but Frank Martin fought Duno. Ryan Garcia fought Duno too, right? He slept him. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
that was quick, right? I forgot what round.
It was the first round.
He knocked him out. First round. Frank Martin did all of this and broke him down and got him out in like 4, I think, but he knocked him out in 1. And then I think it was who else did he knock out like that crazy?
He knocked out the guy that fought Tank. I can't remember his name right now, but he knocked out the left hook.
Yeah. But he's.
Yeah, I'm saying like the performances, I'm telling you, like really performances, you can't be critical of him. His performances are all kind of really solid. And then the ones that were critical last one, he kind of won 12 rounds, like straight. Like
for sure.
It wasn't even close. So it gets kind of like, because I have like videos critiquing him. Like I do. I'm one of those guys that like will be like, I don't like this. But then I'm like, am I looking at him wrong? Am I just categorizing him with guys that I'm like expecting them to be picture perfect form, and he's just not going to be that guy? But what he's doing is really effective, and I'm not accepting what he's doing is really effective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, JoJo outclassed Fortuna. That win wouldn't be as impressive now. Well, you know what? Now, if he go 12 with Fortuna, I would say that if he goes 12 with Fortuna and doesn't look as good as JoJo did in his first fight at 35, then I'll say, yeah, all right. But if he stopped Fortuna and get him out of
it's impressive.
Has Fortuna ever been stopped?
Fortuna has not. No, he has not been stopped.
Yeah, so if he stopped Javier Fortuna, that we got to have a conversation about him. Like, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I haven't thrown Ryan Garcia away because I know he's a talent, but he's not as aesthetically pleasing as I would like him to be. But I'm not going to sit here and say that he's not a force at 135, and he could probably, I think on any given night, he might be able to beat any one of those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's
he might be able to with the right punch.
I mean, think of a guy that's had the speed and power advantages that he has, and that's been rated kind of as low as kind of he is. And the thing, it's kind of you rarely see it, with those kind of physical gifts.
Yeah, but see, I think with Ryan, it's the outer ring things. It's the pulling out of fights. We still in this transition into this new age where social media is king. So a lot of the old media is not really a fan of how he like, you know, is on Instagram a lot, and he very like active out there, but not necessarily active in the ring as he should be. So I think, you know, once we kind of keep doing our thing and kind of remove that old media and we kind of transition into like what we doing now, well, I think he'll get more love, man. But I think if he stopped Fortuna, man, that'd be a good one, man.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a really good fight for however long it lasts. I think it's gonna be really entertaining.
I think Ryan's got a chance to catch him. I'll take him like round 8. I don't know if the fight goes that far.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3. I got 3.
You think you 3?
I think 3.
I think if Ryan stops him, it's gonna be within 5. I think if Javier Fortuna is still there after round 5, I think it's gonna be trouble for Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, well, see, because Rob Fortuna can make it ugly, and he use his head. And I'm curious to Ryan in that kind of fight where it's like, you know, he's getting on the inside, and he's roughing him up on the inside. I'm kind of curious on that fight going late like that.
Yeah, he's dirty. And I don't want to say he's dirty, but he got the potential.
He's just rough.
Yeah, he rough and rugged. He'll make it nasty. But exactly. I don't know, man. After hearing that he went into the JoJo fight with a broken hand, and he just didn't tell Samson until the fight was over, it kind of explained a little bit more why he wasn't engaging JoJo like that. I really thought he was going to try to press him out because that was his first fight at 35. But I don't know, man. If it go past 5, man, that means he might have figured something out. He might have been able to establish something. But I want to know if Ryan got that power late. You know what I mean? And how was Ryan's gas tank when he's not dictating the pace, when he's not just coming forward, when somebody's throwing shots back, and he has to actually think. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, exactly.
And then that open stance matchup is another one too, because oddly enough, the last time we did see him drop was in that open stance.
Exactly. Yeah, it was.
So with him being awkward, and I don't think that Javier Fortuna, I don't think he's a stronger punch as Luke Campbell was at 135. Remember, he rocked Lomachenko. He went 12 with Lomachenko. He dropped. I mean, he had a war with Linares too, right?
Who's that?
Luke Campbell.
Luke Campbell, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, he wasn't. I think Luke Campbell. I don't want to say that Gabe Rosado 135, but he was kind of like that gatekeeper there. Like if you could beat Luke Campbell, then you could show some promise. But if you couldn't beat Luke Campbell, then you had to kind of give it up.
He was a very skilled guy, but just nothing elite to where he could push him over the top. You know what I mean? So you kind of had to show that you could compete with the top guys. And if you really look at that fight, besides the part where he gets hit and dropped, he kind of dominates that fight as well.
Yeah, people feel like people just want Ryan to lose and look over the things that he's good at. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit of hate in there. I mean, he's a pretty boy, you know what I mean? It's going to be a little bit of hate in there. He got the girls, he got the looks, he got the, you know what I mean? He got everything laid out for him. And, you know, sometimes guys, when they see that rough and rugged guy, you want to see somebody that's doing this or doing that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, man, yeah, we'll see. Do you think Frank Martin could be any of the top 5 guys at lightweight?
Yeah, I think he could be. I just don't think he could beat the top 3 guys right now. So I don't think he could beat Loma, Haney, or Tank.
Let me see something. So I put this in here. You see, we got Kambosos. Well, but so you know, Lopez got to come out.
Yeah. So I think he could be Kambosos. I'm not high on Kambosos at all. So I think he could be Kambosos. I think him and Ryan to be a very good fight. I think that he might possibly, you know, be winning that whole fight. Just kind of avoid getting caught at that point. But yeah, I think that he would be trouble for Ryan. I just don't think he could beat Loma or Haney or Tank right now.
Yeah, man. I think he'll clean that bottom 5 up. And I think that Garcia fight be good. I don't know about Tank. But you know what, man? Back to that, man. With Tank, man, I want to see Tank against a slick black fighter, man. I want to see Tank against a fighter that got the skill. Not this, obviously, Tank is he's a once in a lifetime fighter, but I want to see him in there with a guy that got some skill. I mean, I don't.
It don't look like Mayweather wants him to fight anyone, you know, outside of what we just named right now. I mean, that doesn't look like he wants Haney. You know, the thing is, Haney was a free agent. I mean, we can't say he wasn't because he got signed with Top Rank. So he was a free agent. So they could have made the Haney fight happen. I understand business-wise why he didn't, because they felt like Haney didn't sell and the money that he was going to demand wasn't worth it. I get that. But I'm just saying, I get Tank sells and I get all that. But at some point, we're going to need to see him fight one of the top guys, right? I mean, I think that I don't think it's ridiculous to ask for him to fight one of the top guys. I every time I kind of say that, I kind of get a little bit pushback for it, but I want to see him fight Loma. I want to see him fight Haney. And if Garcia looks really good, I want to see him fight Garcia. I know you said you're not for that, but I'm for that. If Garcia smokes Fortuna in 3 rounds, I want to see him fight Tank.
No, so the reason why I was saying that, so my thing is, it's like for Tank, I think he's going to have one of those resumes where once he's or years down the line, you'll have to respect his resume
It'll
more.
age well.
Yeah, because after what happened after the guys fought him.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I want to see the Garcia Tank fight, but I want Garcia to go through Fortuna. Boom. Okay, you go through Fortuna. All right, let's see you fight a come forward strong guy like William Zepeda, right? Even
Yeah.
though I didn't like how William Zepeda looked against Rene Alvarado, and that was Alvarado's first fight at 135.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said, because I've been out on Cepeda for a while. And
Yeah,
Cepeda's a guy that's overperformed what everybody expected. So now
yeah,
he's like suddenly great when he's not really, right? He's actually struggled in two performances, because the one in TJ, he struggled before that. Okay. But
yeah,
this one against Rene Alvarado, I mean, this was eye opening. I
yeah,
mean, the truth
yeah,
is
yeah.
that, I mean, Ryan Garcia would have had both these guys out in that fight. I mean, that's just the truth of it. I know we want to say what Cepeda is and all these things. No, he's just a guy that's overperforming,
Yeah.
which no one thought much of him. That's basically where we're at with Cepeda.
But for me, in a perfect world, we get so Javier Fortuna, Southpaw. Good, right? Aqua, Southpaw. William Zepeda, he's an orthodox guy, if I'm not mistaken. But we know that he's a come forward type of fighter. And at some point in a tank fight, he's gonna come forward and you're gonna have to deal with what he's throwing.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, that dark horse is JoJo, because JoJo is a slick guy, right? He'll put up that high guard and he'll try to walk you down if you think he can, right? And which
Yeah.
is a southpaw. So if you give me William Zepeda, come forward guy, really strong, right? Undefeated as well. And then you give me Jojo Diaz, if he could get past those two guys, now I'm just talking about from a matchmaker perspective, because if he could get past those two guys, now I'm comfortable with him in the tank fight. Now it's not just a funny fight for me, because I think Oscar know what, you know what I mean. I know Oscar know that the way that Ryan is right now. I don't think he think that's strictly a money grab for Ryan and Team Golden Boy. But you push me through those two fighters. I think we got something to talk about, man. We got a Bud Diehard in here. Let me add him in here. See we going. Bud Diehard, what's going on, man?
What's good, cuz? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you good. What's going on?
Yeah, you know I gotta have my man up here now. If I'm jumping in anybody live, I gotta come up here with my bud.
Yeah,
So
no, I ain't mad at you, man. So what you think about this Ryan Garcia, man? What you think about him at the lightweight and what he could do?
I think Ryan Garcia got a lot of potential. I love the fact that he went back to Joe Goosen. I think when he was with Goosen, he had a lot of success. Uh, and I think I don't think he really needed to go to Canelo's trainer. I mean, don't change that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Goosen been with him since he was a kid, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds for him. I don't
Sure.
know how much longer he got at 135 because it looked like he's a little too big for that division, but he's got a lot of potential. I still group him in that prospect lane. I think everybody want to throw him in the championship lane right now, but this guy we saw with him, he was avoiding his mandatory. So I think he understands himself that he's not at that level right now. So just gotta get a guy, some time to grow.
Well, I'll put him at a contender right now. I'll say he's a
He will.
contender. I think he'd be on the prospect, because I mean he beat Luke Campbell. Tego wasn't really, but I mean he beat him as well. He beat Duno, right? He beat I forgot the guy he knocked out. It was like first, second round, man. His name is slipping me, man. But he knocked him out, and the guy that he fought Tank as well. But his name he's slipping me. But he ain't. But yeah, but I will see. What you think about Frank Martin though? So as Frank Martin, what you got for his ceiling at PBC? What you think about that?
It's interesting because he started his career at 22 years old, his professional career. Don't
Okay.
have a lot of amateur, background whatsoever.
No, he
But
do got an amateur background. I mean, he beat Virgil. I think he won a
yeah,
couple.
he beat Virgil. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I went to, I don't know how accurate box rec is, but it showed him with a
like
amateur
like 50 and
record of
20, right?
15-4.
Yeah,
Like
no,
he
that's
did
not it.
well, but like I'm looking at that and the fact that he's 22 years old, right? Well, he started his career at 22 years old. He's 27 now. At 135, I want to see if he's gonna be able to stay at this weight class. I don't I don't really think that he might be able to do that. I think 140 is more realistic for him. But he's putting himself in a position, I believe, after showcasing his skills. He hasn't fought anybody yet, but he's at this point showcasing his skills that he could be a force to be reckoned with, and he's a tough out for anybody. I would put guys like Devin Haney and Tank over him, and this might surprise you. I like Michelle Rivera a little more than him. I like to get your take on that, you and your boy, but I like Michelle Rivera a lot. A little Dominican Muhammad Ali, he putting in some work, man.
I like Michelle Rivera. I don't see enough separation from him to his competition. When he fights someone, I don't see enough separation. Even the last fight against Adorno, I didn't like. He clearly won, but I thought it was more Adorno not taking the chances. I didn't see like a physical separation. I didn't see a tactical separation. I just was like, this guy believes in himself more, and Adorno doesn't believe in what he can do. I thought he could have did good things in that fight. But yeah, I don't know. I need to see more.
He Devin Haney his way to a victory, man. he Devin Haney. I mean, he fought behind the jab. He didn't put himself in danger. I mean, his man came in undefeated, high knockout ratio, but there was clearly some things in there that he wasn't comfortable with Rivera, and it caused him to be hesitant throughout that fight.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He didn't put himself in danger, and he also didn't push to look impressive. So I could understand why you would not be impressed with that type of performance. But yeah, I really like him, and I think his ceiling's high. He's younger than Frank Martin is, and I think he's a real 135 pounder. He's not big, got a lot of power in both hands. Sky's the limit for Rivera. I think it's funny that my guy Chris Colbert, he lost earlier this year. I was disappointed with that, but I do find it funny that Colbert called out Frank Martin like he want that fight, but nobody lining up for Michelle Rivera. So keep your eye on that. I think some guys are a little worried about that kid right now.
So I think with the Michelle Rivera thing, I think nobody really calling him out really because he a contender himself, and then on top of that, he been screaming that he's number one in the WBA. He's supposed to get a Tank fight, so we kind of know it where his sights are set. So I think that's why nobody really been calling out Michelle Rivera. I like Michelle Rivera. I'm not sure he get past Frank Martin. I mean, people. He showed some I think Frank Martin, he got to kind of clean up his. He had some defensive lapses when he was trying to like change guards, but that's like most guys. Even Devin Haney. Devin Haney gets hit when he's transitioning from offense to defense, or when he's going from the high guard to the Philly shell. When he's transitioning, that's when he get hit. If he's coming in with the Philly shell, he's pretty good. He can move around. If he come in with a high guard or a low guard, he could do his thing. It's transitioning during those exchanges that he gets caught in. And I didn't think Frank Martin was going to get caught that much, but also you got to remember Jackson Marinez outboxed a Rolly, right? And I know Rolly and Frank Martin are not the same, but he outboxed and beat up Rolly for 12 rounds, moved around the ring, didn't really sit down and with him at all. So that guy's a boxer, right? And a lot of times, guys that are good boxers can make you look not as good as you really are. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Look how he dismantled Duno in 4 rounds, and Duno was throwing hard punches, and he got under everything, and he knocked him out in 4. And however, this guy, he didn't knock him out in 4, but he showed grit. He bit down. I think he did take some of them, maybe like 6 or 7 he took off, but 9 and 10, he was turned right back up, right? And he was right in the pocket with him, and he made a statement. He made his statement. He went and got that fight. Even think about it. In that 10th round, he could have cruised. He didn't have to engage. He could have cruised in the 10th round because he was going to get a UD. But he went in there and made the statement and stopped that guy. I think Frank Martin is the goods, and I don't think Chris Colbert called him out. Remember,
I think Spence, right?
Spence made the comment and said Earl Spence made the comment, and he what he said, yeah, you fucked up or something like that. You know you done fucked up, right? So I think if we get the Crawford Bud fight, I think that would be a great fight to put on the undercard. I mean, a great fight to open up the card.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, Colbert coming off a loss. I don't think Colbert is done. I mean, he could move up to 135. I think him and Frank Martin are around the same height. Colbert's a slick guy. He got power too.
I'll be honest. I'll pick Colbert in a rematch if he ever did fight Hector Garcia. I believe Hector Garcia is his name. I would pick Colbert in that rematch. I thought he just came out with a really bad mentality in that fight, and I thought he was going to run through him, and when he didn't, it was a little tougher. He kind of just
Yeah.
I don't think he has the most heart in the world, but I think that when it's going good for him, he's a good fighter. And I think that if he was to fight that fight disciplined and expecting it to be a tougher fight, I think he could win it. I just think that was just a really bad strategy on his part. But hey, true, I gotta dip out. But hey, thanks for having me on, man. I really
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. As we know,
follow Ez Raw Podcast. Ez Raw
Podcast, man. Go ahead.
All right, appreciate it, guys,
bro. Yeah, man. I think, man. What you think about that? What you think about Chris Colbert and Frank Martin?
Yeah, I like the matchup. I think it's a matchup between two highly skilled fighters that could be technical, but also they let their hands go, and you could really get something really explosive between those guys. If that fight, plays out in the later rounds, I think I would favor Frank Martin for the simple fact that I think that he might have a little extra gear for him in the later rounds that I don't think Cobra is going to be, too receptive to. And I think he could overwhelm him. I don't think the size, a lot of people talking about Colbert being at 130 and having to move up and fight a bigger guy. I don't think size really going to play a role. And I think I would say Frank Martin would either win the fight with a late stoppage or win by a unanimous decision. So I think his skills is gonna, prove to be just a little notch above Chris Colbert.
Yeah, I like Frank Martin because I kind of agree with you that maybe I think maybe mid to late stoppage because Frank Martin, he not one of them guys that's just gonna come out and try to blast you out of it. He gonna come out, he gonna fill you out, he gonna work his jab, and he gonna go through the progressions. So I think so he gonna run. Yeah, yeah.
He might.
Because Colbert might run. Yeah, but I think yeah, Frank Martin he not gonna knock too many guys out early because I think he does download that information and take time. But yeah, I think he'll stop Chris Colbert. But Chris Colbert he could crack though, so I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like because he did what he did against Hector Luis Garcia that he can't fight. But I just think that not with Frank Martin. And I'm not sure how he looks at 135. I think he looked okay at 130. It was just that he ran into the late replacement, just like Marinez was for Frank Martin. But he just and like he said, he thought he was gonna run over that guy. He thought he was gonna run over dude, and then dude showed some resistance, and it was like, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck going on right now. Yeah,
I think the problem in that fight with Hector Garcia is he came out similar to how he did the fight before he fought Nyambar, I believe.
Who's that?
It was a fight before he fought Nyambar. He beat the dude up. Yeah, before he fought Nyambar, there was another guy he fought.
Yeah, he stopped him bad.
Yeah, he beat him badly. I think that's how he approached this fight with a short notice replacement. And when that inside exchange wasn't going in his favor, that fight turned on his head.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I felt like he did not use a lot of the advantages that he had at his disposal against him. And he let a slow guy, he let a guy that, looked very beatable, get the better of him. Like I don't think Hector Garcia is going to be able to, beat guy who's holding the WBA belt right now. What's his name?
Roger Gutierrez.
I don't think he's gonna be able to beat Gutierrez. I actually could see him getting stopped by Gutierrez, but I think it's gonna be early on. It's gonna be an interesting fight. But Gutierrez got some advantages over him that I'm sure he's gonna use. And Colbert, he's got plenty of time. I was very disappointed with the body language towards the end of the fight with Garcia, but I don't think that's a cause for you to just give up on him. I mean, he's only about 23.
So I think what bothered me beyond the body language is this fact that like this dude been boxing. He got a deep amateur career. I know he got history with Shakur and all of that. What bothered me is that, granted, you thought that you was going breeze through old boy, and that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? But the thing it was like, okay, I can't breeze through him. Okay, what's the next thing? Like, what's the next in the game plan? He just ran. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, oh shit, I'm in a fight. it ain't work how I want to. And he just ran. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't try to come back. You know what? Let me establish a jab. Let me try to fight at distance. Maybe I could come back on points or something. That motherfucker, he packed it in. You know what I'm saying? That's what bothers me about that shit. Because if you a professional fighter, and so you packing it in like that, that show me you can't make no in-ring adjustments. You know what I mean? You can't make no in-ring adjustments and none of that. So I don't know. How was good, baby? Keeping 100. What up?
You hear me, Truth?
Yeah, I can hear you, my boy. What's good?
What's going on? Well, I hear y'all talking about Cobra and Frank Martin, them boys. That's what's up. Something fresh talk, something different.
Yeah. You know, we can't keep doing this Spence Bud shit. You know, it's gonna be months. And as soon as they announce that shit, it's gonna be every day. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, that shit like Wilder and Fury now, right? Talking about that shit every day.
But I tell you a fact, bro. On this YouTube shit, if I was like a lot of these motherfuckers, I'd have ran a bag up off Spence and Crawford, man. It's motherfuckers.
Yeah, but I do the same thing on that on Twitter, man. But you got to have motherfucking integrity, man. Motherfuckers be trolling. Motherfuckers don't have no integrity.
Yo, it's pages that's strictly built off Bud and Spence fighting. I'm like, what the fuck these motherfuckers gonna do? Over?
No, they're gonna do what's thing. They're gonna talk about Tank, Haney, and Shakur. Yeah, they're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, that shit is nuts, man. That shit is nuts. It's good. So how do you see Frank Martin? What you think about the performance over the weekend and the future for him?
I expected more out of him, but he did the job. He got the job done, man. You know, everybody can't be perfect. He got the job done. Like I said, I won't mind seeing him back in the ring. Maybe when that Crawford Smith undercard versus Colbert. And you know me, I was real critical of Colbert, but I'm not counting him out against Frank Martin.
You think he got a chance to beat Frank Martin?
Come on, True. We know when a boxer back to the wall and everybody against him and he talking shit, he gonna be motivated to go to the gym. He gonna be motivated to take an extra punch he want to take before. So we're gonna see if he really. I hate to say this about a boxer because they get in the head for a living. I don't. We're gonna see if he a bitch or not.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you this, Tom. If that motherfucker come in here with a different hair color, he going to sleep. Hey, if this nigga, if he come in this fight and that nigga head is anything but black or brown, that nigga going to sleep. I'm telling you.
But it's crazy, bro, like how fast your stock can drop. Cause I remember before the Garcia fight, people were saying he could beat Shakur, he could beat Tank, he could beat with Haney. Now it's like he a bum. It proves how fast boxing with 32 rules.
But his stock was dropping before that because he made comments about
but one thing about that, True, you know, me and you want. Okay, he said what he said. Like, I'm not gonna hate the man because he said what he said. Okay, he said what he said. Is what it is.
Yeah. But
everybody ain't got to be friends.
It ain't that. But what I'm saying is, he's a motherfucker that people don't know like that. We don't know Chris Kerber is.
Yeah.
But when you talk about Deontay Wilder and you talk about Earl Spence, come on, bro. Like that's just PR shit.
And those two dudes were rabid fan bases that don't get.
They got the casuals. So if you a guy, you a casual, you probably know who Spence, and you for sure know who Wilder is, and you probably know who Earl Spence is too. So you coming at dudes that already got a fan base, and you trying to still build your stock. Yeah, they gonna hate you. Yeah, they gonna want you to lose.
But the one thing I do respect about his comments, he didn't give a fuck that they all PBC fighters. He didn't give a fuck. He spoke his mind. You know, most 9 times 10. A PBC fighter won't talk about a PBC fighter. A top ranked fighter won't talk about a top ranked fighter. He ain't give a fuck who they was down with.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. Frank better than Cobra. No, that's a fact. I think he is. I mean, it might be a good stock drop because he ran, and that's
But this one do, Truth. Like I said, I give Frank Martin 75-25 chance to win, but don't forget this: he got the amateur experience. That shit come into account.
Yeah, but look, his stock dropped because he ran all fight after he got punched in his mouth, and that's what tripped me out. It wasn't the loss; it was the fact that
he lost.
Yeah, he folded, like he packed that shit in. Like that's the part for me. It ain't. Listen, they all gonna lose at some point in time. Everybody can't be fluid, but when you fall like that and you pack it in, because at his last fight he had an amateur background. You know what I'm saying? Like you had all that shit. He might not do the same thing.
He definitely packed in. Yeah, I think another thing too. He probably thought that dude's gonna lay down because he late replacement. I'm the so-called A side. I'm gonna whoop his ass. I never heard this guy before. And boy whooped his ass.
Yeah. So he ain't got that dog he was talking about, but we'll see, man. I think Chris Colbert still could do some things. I think that the way he fight, his style. Because remember so remember like Bud Dahart was saying, he had to fight. I forgot who he fought before Tug, but he beat the shit out of him. Then he got to stop it, and then he beat Tug up, and then he went into this fight. But before that, they was calling him boring. Remember, they was saying B Hop was boring. They was like,
That's facts.
They don't knock nobody boring. His fighting style, he too slick. He don't want to engage. But he caught a body, and then I think he thought he was somebody different. So I wouldn't be surprised if he went back to being more slick, engaging less, trying to win off using the jab, footwork, movement, shit like that. Because he didn't do none of that against Hector Luis Garcia. He didn't do none of that shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. What you think about Rogan? What we doing with Rogan?
I don't think Floyd gonna let that happen. I don't think that he's still a Floyd Mayweather fighter. I don't see, this little shit that's been going on back and forth with Errol and Floyd, and like him talking about his involvement with the fight with Crawford. I don't think he gonna feed him to him like that.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. And he know that. I don't think Floyd want to know. I don't think he want to have it in his mind that Errol Spence fighter beat one of his fighters.
Hey,
no matter what he think of Rolly as far as how far he could go in this sport, I don't think he want that on his conscience.
I got a question for both of y'all because my homie's like, for what you just said, like about the sport. So what do y'all think about that Floyd Earl situation? You think Floyd be hating on Earl, or you think that like Floyd doesn't embrace the motherfucker because he know he ain't about his bread and breakfast with the he ain't like one thing about Floyd embraced the boxers that's always in the gym, that's hard workers. I'm not saying Earl ain't that now, but we know he was slacking before the accident. You think Floyd never embraced him like that because he knew he was a fuck up?
No, I think to be 100, I think Floyd didn't embrace Earl like that because he knew that Earl was probably going to be one of them top dogs that they probably would maybe one day they could mention them together, and he cracked his ass in sparring. That's
but true. Come on, true. You know the game like I'm gonna give you something real quick. My best friend, my barber, his sons live out in Vegas.
Yeah.
So he goes to the Mayweather gym, right? And he said he watched what's name beat Floyd ass, and here you can't. In the Mayweather gym, you can't use your camera when sparring. They're doing sparring.
Yeah.
So, but my homie said, Ty, I watched fucking Edna Cherry fuck Floyd up in the gym.
Wait, who that?
Edna Cherry, nigga.
Okay. Ooh.
And like Edna Cherry can't beat fucking Floyd.
Facts.
So it could have been a bad day at the gym. So like when people like, yo, Earl whooped his ass in the gym, like you think Floyd ain't never losing the gym before? For one, you don't win and lose in the gym. It's sparring.
Nah, but see, Todd.
But see, I don't think like Floyd a petty nigga. We know that, but I don't think Floyd will hold that against him a sparring session.
Todd, you think true? Narcissist, bro. He's a see. That's the thing with people, man. Floyd. You got to look at his interviews. It got to be about him.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Dollars in Cambodia. That nigga gonna flip it to I make good investments. I got buildings in New York.
But no, true. But you know how like he embraced Shakur, he embraced Haney, he embraced Bud, and what all them guys got in common. Them niggas is like he ain't really embraced Broner like that. He knew Broner was a fuck up. We didn't know at the time that Broner ain't love the gym, but you know like the guys he embraced is the guys that he know in that fucking gym.
But how he know that about Earl? When remember he was around Earl was just coming out of the Olympics. Earl was a young.
But you don't like no, like I'm gonna give you an example. Like remember like, and I didn't know about this in truth, so you might knew. But remember the boy Muhammad and guys were dropping links about fucking Earl personal life, the shit he was doing, how to drink, drinking shit, whatever. That's his life. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But remember people were saying this, oh you all hating. What's the big guy used to hold the match? I'm not saying match. Hold the gloves for Floyd, the big guy. Maybe he said Earl was a drunk years ago, and people say he was hating, but the accident happened.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but nah.
He's heavyweight in the 96 Olympics. He came out with Floyd now. But you know what I'm talking about though. Truth. He had said that he was like, yo, he's like, bro, got a drinking problem. And no, like everybody loved Earl. So at that time, like he hating. That's because Floyd. That's because Earl beat Floyd ass in the gym, but truth, you know, they talking them gyms, truth. That's because, like, I'm gonna give you an example. You didn't know going Philly gyms and fucking in Jersey or in Texas. They know them gyms talk, man.
Nah, facts. They know who's who and what's what. That could be it, but that could be it. But I think for Floyd, it ain't that.
Like even what's name? Truth be real. At first, Floyd ain't really wasn't embracing Tank when Tank was doing his dumb shit. When Tank wasn't treating, Floyd wasn't fucking with him.
Yeah, nah, you right. Oh, matter of fact, you is right because remember he had Devin Haney in the gym. Remember?
Exactly.
We had Devin Haney. So now you know what? That probably could be it. But like I said, on some real shit, Ty, I don't really talk about Floyd that much because I don't got that much good to say about Floyd. And I don't want to give other communities. I don't want to give other motherfuckers no sound bites. And
no, you don't have no ammunition. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But a lot of the shit he do for me, I don't be liking, bro. I don't like this.
No, he do a lot. No, he do. Like, listen, truth, you know one thing about me, we talk our shit, we got our favorites. But I always say, like, I treat my boxers like I treat my football team. They might draft a motherfucker I don't like. Don't mean I'm not a Crawford fan no more. Like, if fucking Boo Boo do some nut shit, I like Andre. But if Andrew do some nut shit, I'm not gonna stop being a fan. Like with the Sixers might trace me I like. Tell me I hate the Sixers. So see, one thing dudes do, if they fight fire do some nut shit, they gonna cap for them. Don't cap for them. Don't make you less of a fan.
Yeah, facts.
They don't make you less of a fan. But some people think that shit. They be, oh yeah, I can't criticize fucking Earl or Bud because they mean less of a fan. No, if you do sucker, you do sucker shit. Ain't nobody 100% thorough. Nobody.
That's a fact. Nah, you right. But yeah, with Floyd, man, but you know, and I think part of it with me, with Floyd, it be like that shit be part disappointing. Like, even forget what he be saying. It's like you got like everybody that the same shit you saying you was going through with Bob Arum. It's like that's what motherfuckers is going through with you. You know what I mean? Dudes can't get paid. Dudes can't get fights. Mickey Bates sitting on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? Richardson Hitchens, who's a young star and a beast at 140, he got to go sign with somebody else. It's like but when you in front of the camera, you the man, you the money man, you got all this dough, you got all these investments. But these young dudes that's up under you, it's only one of them that's really succeeding. Remember Shakur with the
and know what's crazy that you say that shit though, right, bro? Because I know you know your shit, but that proves you know your shit. You know why, bro? Because he was saying how it was a cap on, like how Top Rank would cap your money. But that's you doing the motherfuckers over there. You ain't really paying nobody over there. You doing that's what Bob was doing to you.
Yeah, throwing them out and go talk to Leonard.
Look, let's be real. Like, let's keep being about PBC. When it first came out, they throwing that money around. Not no more.
Yeah, facts.
They ain't throwing that money around how they used to do.
Nah, yeah, they can't.
Like, you don't see no motherfuckers come. Like, you don't see no more Keith Thurman versus Bundu no more for $3 million. They ain't doing that shit no more.
That shit ain't happening. That shit is over with. No, I don't know, man. We gonna see, man. I like Floyd, man. Hopefully, I don't know, man. Hopefully, he makes some more investments.
Well, that's why you talk about his investments, right?
Yeah. You know how I go, man. But I don't know, man. Somebody need to just go ahead and do a movie about Floyd. You know what I mean? Let him get his flowers. Maybe he'll change how he acting.
But no, I would like for Floyd. Maybe if they like, you know how like UFC, like Dana White, the spokesperson for UFC, but you know he don't own UFC.
Yeah.
That should be Floyd with the PBC. He should be the guy. He should be the Dana White, and Al the guy behind the scenes really own the shit. But Floyd own like 15% of the company. He talking.
Do you think Floyd cannot talk about himself enough to really promote fighters and really put guys?
I mean, Eddie Hearn talk about himself too, though.
Yeah, but what's crazy? Eddie Hearn talk about himself, but in the UK he put some fights on, bro. Like whether we like it or not, the guys that he got his stable, he promoting the fuck. What's that girl name? Scott Nicholson, the female.
Yeah.
Motherfucking week.
But you know how I feel about Eddie. That motherfucker promote Devin the Boo Boo. I ain't fucking with Eddie. I'm taking that personal.
Yeah, but the thing is, again, Giddy got the bag. But if as Eddie Hearn with Devin Haney and Boo Boo Andre, if you can't get ESPN and PBC to play ball, you're gonna have them issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, he promote him how he want to, but let's be real. Who we wanted Devin Haney to fight? Bob said he signed with the wrong promoter. You feel me? This
No, it's on video. You right? It's on video.
I was the wrong promoter. Okay, cool. We know PBC and DAZN ain't doing no business together. You know what I mean?
And we know Showtime ain't fucking with Andre.
Now that could be part Eddie's fault because the way he act, the way he moved, the way he talked. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that he ain't put those things out in the public. I mean, I ain't gonna say that God they ain't just openly freeze them out. You know what I'm saying? They said that it was contract set between. And now I don't know about that. The Android and Charlo contract shit. We know what he did before when he signed the Rock Nation. He pulled out against Mel, all of that shit. But I mean, I don't think it's a lack of trying. I don't think it's from a lack of trying. And then on top of that, and I think it's genuine because Eddie be letting motherfuckers go. He don't hold you. He don't put you on a shelf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what I think with Liam Smith been fighting on DAZN all these years. I think he just let Liam Smith go to boxer or some shit like that.
No, but you're right because Eddie did say when doing the Charlo and Boo Boo shit, he was like, he said no, Thompson offer. I could send Andrew over there to fight. He said in his contract he can move.
Look,
so Eddie did say that.
On top of that, the fight that he had with the dude Parker, that Boo Boo was supposed to have, that was supposed to be his last fight on Matchroom.
No doubt.
He didn't fight. Eddie still let him out the contract, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He not signed to nobody right now. If that was Floyd Mayweather,
Bob Arum, he even hold up.
What they say, put his ass in the dirt. That nigga, that motherfucker would have been under the roster.
You're right. Or Bob with this like this. I'm gonna let you go. Yeah. Bonnie 50% in next person, some dumb shit.
But so at least you could say Eddie keep it on it. I can't sign Terrence Crawford. Who we gonna fight over here? I would love to sign him, but who we gonna fight? I ain't got nobody for him. I don't need to make a move on him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know, man. But I do want to see Charlo and Andre get it on. Like I gotta see that. We ain't heard nothing from Charlo. He was supposed to fight Selecki, injury. I know we got some personal shit he going through, but I mean, we waiting, man.
I want to know, Boo Boo, my guy. I'm waiting for his next move. I want to see he gonna fuck with PBC. He gonna go fuck with Bob. I want to see what he gonna do.
Well, I don't think he's gonna fuck with Bob because he don't want to fight Janibek. Because if he was going to do that, he could have stayed at the zone.
But his options is he ain't got the options.
He actually dropped the belt for. He dropped that belt because he didn't want to fight Janibek.
He ain't dropped it yet.
Nah, he ain't dropped it yet. He's still the champion.
He ain't dropped it yet.
No,
I thought he was moving. I thought he was moving up to 168.
Yeah, but it got canceled, homie. He got into October. He got into October. If you don't fight him by October, they're gonna strip him.
Gotcha. And because you gotta think, remember Janibek just won that interim title. He just beat Danny Dignam for the interim title. So if Andre dropped the belt, then Janibek gonna be elevated as the WBO champion. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't dropped it yet, but
like I was trying to tell motherfuckers that injury was real because we already know if that injury was fake, Bob Arum would have had them motherfuckers at the WBO offices would have got that belt gone.
Yeah, nah, facts.
He said something. Some MRI got sent the fuck over there.
Boo Boo Styles on Janibek. I think he's style on Janibek too. I think Boo Boo style on Janibek. I want to see him in a big fight.
But he ain't got but true. Maybe he might fight Janibek now because he ain't got no options. That might be the only option.
Or move up to 68.
But I'm talking about but you said 68, but with what promoter? Who gonna back him?
Yeah, true. I mean, I think somebody will sign him though. I mean, I think somebody will sign him. Maybe do a little 2-fight deal. You know what I mean? Make him fight Charlo or make him fight somebody. But I'm
hoping PBC sign him.
I hope so too. That's what I want to see. I want to see Rashidi back out quick. You know what I mean? He got the quick stop.
And they could what's name too. They could put them on a double header, put that shit over there.
Yeah, I ain't even think about that shit. But yeah, hell yeah. But double header, put Rashidi back on the card with fucking Andre, put that shit right in Boston somewhere, one of them little spots over there, and sell that shit right out.
Mm-hmm.
For real. You know what I mean? No, that definitely makes sense. And Ronald Ellis, you know what I mean? Let him open the
real shit. Put the sis on the card too.
Oh yeah, she a pro. She a pro, right?
She boxed. I don't know who she signed to. I don't follow women's boxing. I don't know who she signed to.
TD Garden. I think that's too big for them.
Yeah,
I think that's too big for them.
Where was the what's name fight at the
Quigley?
No, the Colin Dock. Didn't he fight Colin? No, didn't he fight Colin Dock in Boston? Because remember BJS pulled out. Wasn't it in Boston?
I'm not sure.
I think he did like 8,000 with Colin Dock.
That's when that motherfucker had the ruffles on his sleeves, right?
Yeah, on some bullshit. see, look, I got what he was trying to do. He trying to be a pilgrim with the English guy.
Yeah.
I get what he was trying to do, but it ain't hit that. It ain't hit how he was supposed to hit.
That shit was ass though. Yeah. Oh,
no, at TD. Truth, you say for him at TD.
Oh, all right, yeah. Well, let's put it at
that
TD.
shit did like 8. I know it did like 8,000 people. I know they ain't Canelo numbers, but
look, I used to shit on Eddie Hearn 2 times until me and my cousin went to that Canelo fight. Once I seen how that shit was a movie in it. I'd never been to this day. I'd never been a part of no event that was as big as that shit.
What Canelo fight? Which one?
Lizzo Saunders last year.
You went to Cowboy Stadium?
Yeah, that shit was. I went there last year and this year for the.
I ain't trying. I'm gonna go in that motherfucker one day. I don't like them Texas niggas. I don't like Texas.
Giants fan. I'm a Giants fan, but that shit.
Why you a Giants fan? You should be Eagles fan.
I'm from Jersey.
Need to go back to them Falcons, man.
No, but some of y'all, some of y'all Eagles fans in Jersey though.
Nah, yeah, because we so close, but that's more a little
South Jersey, right? South Jersey, right?
That Trenton, they super close. Not Trenton, yeah, whatever. Down there in Trenton, that shit.
But is it South Jersey more Eagles fans?
Probably so, because that's like where you probably got. I used to work with dudes from South Jersey that used to talk like they was from Philly, Bull, John, and shit like that. You know,
what's that? An Eagles fan though? Shakur Eagles fan.
Man, Shakur Puerto Rican too.
You know what I mean? Look, what's name is too though? Carl Anthony Towns, Eagles fan.
Who?
Carl Anthony Towns.
Hey, he's German or some shit.
He from Jersey, nigga.
I know.
No, look, it's surprising. I seen one day with the Eagles. I seen a cat with the Eagles. Fuck, got Eagles jersey on. I said I forgot he from Jersey.
Nah, man. I don't know why them boys Eagles fans, man. Maybe they don't watch football. They just pick the team or some shit. And playing this shit.
Yo, I didn't get a chance to talk about like because you posed a question to me and I let A-Side speak on it first. But as far as the dilemma between Errol Spence and Floyd Mayweather, I feel all that just stemmed from Errol Spence. I think he's gonna beat Spence, but I kind of get like this feeling from looking at those interviews with the legends picking a fight and the reason why they picking a fight. Errol's kind of like an outsider in boxing to a degree, and I feel like I guess it's because he kind of stay in his own lane and he ain't bend the knee for Floyd. And you got guys like Devin Haney and Shakur, they idolized this guy and looked up to him. He holds a lot of influence over their career and what they aspire to be. And Bud was always somebody that talked glowingly of him when he was younger in the sport. I remember that. Like he always spoke glowingly, like that's the top guy. But you never hearing this type of talk being disseminated when it comes on Errol Spence side. So like Errol, he's like an outsider in the sport to a degree. And it's funny because he do better pay-per-view numbers than Bud. I mean, he do better pay-per-view numbers than just about everybody except Canelo, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder. Yeah. So it's funny how that play out. Like these guys, these legends, they not very receptive for him.
Well, do you think it's because maybe the shit, like Tal was saying, maybe the shit that people were saying in the background that we wasn't hearing? You know what I mean? You ain't gonna put your faith in somebody if you got inside information that this motherfucker ain't really right. But now that do make sense though, because a lot of people don't fuck with Earl though. Like the fans,
a lot.
But then what's they do too? Like I said, bro, I'm not judging the man because I had a couple of drinks, I smoked before, whatever. So I ain't judging. But this is what I'm gonna say though. That remember the Bucky saying he's all fucking drunk, didn't know his age and shit. And maybe dudes ain't like dude, like you know what I mean? You know how and maybe guilty by association. A lot of motherfuckers don't like them Charlos.
Facts. So
you with them niggas. Earl quiet dude. I'm a bug up. I fuck with Earl. His fans is fucking annoying, but I fuck with Earl.
I fuck with Earl.
So it's like maybe he guilty by association because listen, motherfuckers don't like them Charlos, like because they took all this shit like they Marvin and fucking Tommy, and they not.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's it. But I think even early on in his career, he wasn't. I mean, he wasn't always linked to them like that though. I mean, we've been seeing them pop out a lot in the last couple of years, but that wasn't a thing where we would always see them together. Because remember, he wasn't really with Mel like that until Mel went over to Derek.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I do remember if you watch. Listen, I don't know if y'all first watch Dante Boxing Nation.
Yeah,
I
Yeah, I
remember
mess with him.
if you watch the old joint with Earl Smith in front of fucking at the Mayweather gym with
yeah,
Dante Boxing Nation in front of the joint when nobody knew the fuck he was. He's like 10-0. So he like Floyd knew who that nigga was.
yeah, nah, for sure. He definitely knew. But I don't know. We'll see, man. But one thing about I think Earl got something with this boy Frank Martin. I think definitely in the next and what Derek James said by the end of 2023, Frank Martin should be ready for a championship fight. I believe that shit. I
No,
think he's good,
I
bro.
believe so. He with the right team. They're gonna put him in position. Devin gonna move up soon. So if he gonna be in position to get a vacant.
Nah, for sure. Nah, for sure. Yeah, he might. Yeah, he might do get a vacant. I think right now he ranked like number 14 in the BA, but they got to still update their rankings. They ain't update their rankings since like I think it's been damn near a month since they updated the WBA rankings. I think he's gonna be way high in there. It's a move to be made for him over there, man.
Yeah, let me tell you something, man. We about 1 or 2 years away from that 140-pound division being the best division in boxing.
I can see
When
that.
you think about the possibilities, when you got Regis Prograis and all these guys talking this and that, they gonna have to step to that, man. And
Hey,
I'm telling you right now, that's gonna be hard for everybody. I
Truth.
I
I know
don't.
I know our Breezy your people's right, but some Earl ain't get no hard path. That nigga's Olympian. What hard path he took? Olympians don't have hard path. He been on TV since his 10th fight. Ain't no hard. You wanna know a hard path? Devin Haney fought in Mexico. Devin Haney fought in Philadelphia in club shows. He took the hard way.
I think he's talking about the opponents. The opponents, like the level of opposition that he fought.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. The hard way to me is like I'm gonna give you an example. Deontay Wilder came up the hard way on
Nah,
undercards, on Broner undercards, on
yeah.
Mayweather undercards, on Thurman undercards. Wilder got that shit from the mud. Like let's be real. Earl was a motherfucking Olympian with got a big check that was on TV. That was on TV for a while.
Nah, but you got to give it to Earl because remember when nobody wanted to give him no shot, that motherfucker went to England.
Oh no, he earned his shot. I'm just saying, but the hard way to me is motherfucking, is a little different than like you're not.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, because he came when he came out. Remember he signed. I think what Al gave him, he had took a little bit of money. Remember Top Rank offered him like 200.
Like here you go. I'm gonna give you an example. No, took it the hard way, never motherfucker.
Who that?
Devin, like what's the motherfucker name? Teofimo Lopez. Teo won a top notch prospect. He got that shot the mud. He was fighting Bud undercards, fucking Comey undercards, fight anybody get. No doubt. Breeze, he won his belts off champion. I'm not knocking Earl, but I'm just saying like you said the hard way, bro. That's all.
Yeah, no. I definitely feel that, yo. No. We'll see, man. I think, I think that lightweight. But you know what? But hold up, you said that the 140 division is about to be the best division. So to me, that's the best division right now. I don't think it's a division.
I don't think it's the best right now.
Who's deeper than 140? Who deeper than 140?
I really like what 130 looking like right now.
What? That's one of the weakest divisions.
No, 130. 130 weak.
You think 130 weak?
Yeah, this guy's Shakur and Gutierrez. Who else there?
I mean, you got O'Shaquie Foster.
Hell,
no, I like O'Shaquie, but he ain't getting no pub, bro.
Still there. You got Navarrete moving up to 130.
Nah, he's staying at 126, right? He about to fight Baez. He about to fight Baez.
Hey,
he's not gonna be there for much longer.
Look, with O'Shaquie, right? Ain't he number one WBC?
Number one.
So I want some real shit. Like, I like that for Shakur early next year, mid next year. O'Shaquie, if he get that management position, I like that fight for Shakur.
I want to see him get that IBF belt first.
Who?
That's what I want to see. I want to see Shakur grab that IBF belt off the boy in England.
Shakur just did an interview. He said he moving up to 135 sooner than you think. He just like yesterday. I think I forgot who was it. Keith. It was a Fight Hype interview. He just said, "I'm moving up to 135 sooner than you think." What I think is going to happen, I think Shakur going fight in September, beat Conceição. Right after that Conceição fight, I think he moving right up to 135. Not Tank. Devin's supposed to fight Kambosos in October. Right, he gonna take him down. Then he gonna fight Loma after that. He going to 140, and then Shakur gonna be there for a Loma fight.
He might get the WO belt, right? Get a WO belt.
Hell yeah, that's what they do over there. You know, that's the first one that come with it. Terrence Crawford ain't had no hard pass.
Come on, listen. Listen, I have a hard pass. Listen. Bud was fighting in bars in Mexico, fighting in bars in Tulsa. What you mean he didn't have a hard pass? Like, come on, listen. He was with listen. He turned pro. He signed with Molotov Sports. Was fighting on fucking undercards and fucking in Tulsa. That's the hard way. I don't know what I don't know what the new hard way is.
Listen. Cameron Duncan come get him out that contract.
No, listen, Mikey. The reason he got the deal with Top Rank because Mikey Garcia said, "Yo, this guy can fight." That's how Bob signed him to Top Rank. And if here we go, true. I'm gonna get which y'all probably already know because y'all know boxing. If motherfucker, why did Bud resign with Top Rank back in 2016? Right? You know why he did? Because
he finally got his paper right.
No. That and this one true too. Similar to Canelo, the old promoter was suing Top Rank like the old promoter sued Golden Boy. So that was the way of getting the money back. You understand what I'm saying? He had to pay the old promoter off, and Bud got paid, old promoter got paid, and Bob got a new deal. You know what I'm saying? Like remember the shit with Canelo, with Oscar and the other promoter. Oscar stole Canelo. People know that. Oscar stole Canelo. He got sued for that shit, but they settled out of court. But like, I get with homie. He an Earl fan because he got the worst resume all time for a pound fighter.
Yeah, that nigga a clown.
He loving Earl. Listen, I'm gonna get both of them props.
Man.
Who that?
No, your people's breezy.
No, Beezy.
He's a clown.
Listen. Tell Breezy how does his fault when he came at the Olympics and nobody signed? How is his fault? They ain't his fault. He won't. He ain't go to the Olympics.
Listen, all this talk gonna be settled after this Earl
and listen, tell Beezy side. Listen, and tell Beezy I'm a real Bud fan, right? Tell him Bud for one vacant belt. That's against Delorme. His first belt, he beat Ricky Burns for the first belt.
He did. He went over to England to beat Ricky Burns.
And the second belt, you're right. He moved up to 35. He moved to 40. He beat Delorme for the WO vacant belt. Then he beat Victor Postal for the WBC belt. Then he beat Ndaka for 2 other belts. Then he moved up to fight Jeff Horn for a belt. So he fought for one vacant belt.
Facts.
Yeah, I think it's funny when they.
I could be a dickhead and say, well, he got the WA belt off of Ugas, who was upgraded because of Keith Thurman and Pacquiao. I could be an asshole like that, but no, he a champion. See, people pick who a champion, who ain't a champion when they fit the narrative. Truth over narrative.
Facts. Nah, that's a fact. Yeah, he was. Ugas was.
Like Ugas wasn't no real champion,
but he did end up fighting Pacquiao anyway. So that kind of, but he was the champion going into that Pacquiao fight, and he wasn't. He was given that belt. But nah, you right. I can go with that. Like I said, it's gonna be
a great fight. And tell listen, I can tell. Listen, one more thing. I BC, you my man. I'm fucking with you because true fuck with you. Listen, bro. Stop spitting that LBDT shit narrative, right, bro? Because I'm gonna ask you a question, my nigga. Listen, BC. I'm broken shit, right? And truth your peoples, right? Yeah. I'll buy you lunch tomorrow. Cash app, right? If you can show me an IBF history when a guy moved up, got a immediate title shot. Show me IBF history when a motherfucker moved up in IBF ranking, moved up from one level weight and got an immediate title shot. That's a lie. That's the LBDC fucking narrative, and y'all can't show me one fighter ever that happened to.
No, that's a good question.
That's a WBO was in the IBF rule.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah. I know the WBO will give it to you, and I think that's why after this fight with Tio fight Ocampo. I mean, was it Campa, whatever that motherfucking name is? I think he's gonna be in for one of them belts.
Hey, true. They got it from that video when Bomac won that show, and they got him all caught up with his words and shit.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Which belts What belt did Josh Taylor vacate? He vacated 2 of them.
A couple of them Jones.
The WBC belt and the WBA belt. That's why.
Yeah.
Who about to fight?
I don't know what Taylor doing right now.
He
I don't
he
understand what he's doing.
about to.
But we don't know what he's doing. Listen, because you know that motherfucker probably can't come to the U.S. Bob probably trying to figure what we gotta do with him because he probably can't come to the U.S. United States to make no money.
That's why they making him rematch Catterall, I think. He gonna fight Catterall for them 2 belts, and then whenever this shit with Kinahan clear up, they might see what they could do with him, or fucking release him if it's taking too long.
Man, you gotta think Tyson Fury ain't even coming the fuck. He can't get the fuck over here. Tommy can't get over here.
None of them can. Well, no, Tommy could have got over here. Remember? That was the issue. Remember, he said Tommy could. All he had to do was some shit that they said. You know what I mean? And he could have got over here, but you know how that shit be going. You know how it be going. We gonna see, man. Hey, man, I appreciate having y'all on, man. Definitely, man. I've been rocking on this joint for like an hour and 15. I'm about to hop off, man. I think I'm gonna do this shit every, you know what I mean? Just Tuesday night boxing, man. We're gonna just
true. Let me know. I come do fuck with you. Like I've been bullshit. You know, I got my page, but I've been bullshit.
Man, we gotta get this shit popping. Oh, listen, right. So I'm gonna just, you know what I mean? I'm gonna throw a little. I'm supposed to be having an interview. I'm working on something for Thursday, but we gotta see. It might not happen. I'm looking to. So I'm working on Troy Isley right now.
Okay.
And I think I might got Ryan.
No, you might get him. You know why? Because my man fuck with him heavy on IG. He be on IG in interviews too. So
Yeah.
He open the interviews with motherfuckers though. So you might get him, bro.
And I think I got Rayo Saturday. We're gonna see.
Okay.
I should have Rayo. And remember, I'm not just helping close it down, but he called out Frank Martin too. He told Spence, holla at my people.
But real shit true. I've been bullshitting my YouTube page, bro. But listen, bro, like I see you, like you right here, my motivation. So listen, like I definitely my whole thing. I'm gonna go live and nobody looking at my shit.
Yeah. But it's gonna be like that, bro. It's gonna be like that until you know what I mean.
I know I gotta put the work in, but I feel like, man, I like at one point, like, man, like I'm giving out good content and motherfuckers over there trolling, talking about the same Wilder shit. And I say, I can't get motherfuckers coming to my shit, but y'all want to talk about Wilder and Fury all fucking day.
But see, this the thing. Them niggas ain't got no jobs. They do that. Listen, bro. Listen, if you staying at home all day and you going live every day, you don't got no job. You don't have a job. Or you work at night or something. But you gotta talk about the shit that's gonna put the most dollars in your pocket. Bro, listen. I watched, you know, Fanon.
Yeah.
This nigga, Fanon got 40 video in the last 2 weeks. He got 40 videos of Spence and Bud, bro. In the last,
I believe.
No, I counted, Tom. 40, bro. 40, bro. I'm not 40, bro. I counted. That's crazy. That's nuts. You got 40 videos in the last 2 weeks about 2 months.
But no, how crazy it got. Even Spencer to speak on that shit.
Yeah, because that shit, because these motherfuckers is paying Tesla notes for them. You feel me? That shit crazy, bro. But nah, yeah, I'm gonna fall out of this joint, man. I
got you, Truth.
Been rocking out, man. Hey, appreciate you, Lil. You already know, man.
Yeah, for sure. Pleasure being in here. You know, eat, sleep, and breathe it, bro.
Facts, you already know.
All right.
All right, one.